Welcome to Top Rare Coins, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden treasures of history. On this channel, we explore some of the most fascinating and valuable old coins from the United States. From rare pennies and silver dollars to historic coins worth thousands of dollars. Each piece has a story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or just curious about coins you might have lying around, this channel will guide you through the world of rare U.S. coins, helping you valuable finds and learn what makes them so special. Don't forget to subscribe and join us as we uncover the secrets behind America's rarest coins. Welcome back to Top Rare Coins, the place where history, mystery, and serious money come together in the world of coin collecting. Today's story is one that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the globe. We are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1970 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin surrounded by confusion, excitement, and astonishing value claims reaching as high as $1.2 million. Let's start with the basics, so everyone is on the same page. The Lincoln 1 cent is one of the most recognized coins in the United States, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. By 1970, these pennies were still being widely produced at different mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. Typically, coins from Denver carry a small D mint mark, while Philadelphia coins in 1970 did not have a mint mark at all. Now here is where things get interesting. When people talk about a 1970 D penny with no mint mark, it sounds like a contradiction. How can a coin be from Denver and yet have no mint mark? This is exactly the mystery that has sparked so much attention. In reality, what many collectors are referring to is either a misidentified coin or an extremely rare mint error, and that distinction is crucial if you are hoping to find one of these valuable pieces. There are a few scenarios that could lead to a coin appearing to be a 1970 D without a mint mark. One possibility is that the mint mark was weakly struck or worn off over time due to circulation. Another is that the coin actually came from Philadelphia, which did not use mint marks in 1970, making it perfectly normal rather than rare. However, the most exciting possibility is a genuine mint error where the mint mark was never properly struck onto the coin, despite being intended for the Denver Mint. True mint errors are what drive collectors wild. These are coins that slipped through the strict quality control systems of the mint, making them rare by nature. If a genuine 1970 D penny exists without a mint mark due to a striking error, it would be incredibly scarce and highly valuable. But here is the important part. Not every coin that appears to be missing a mint mark is valuable. In fact, the majority are simply normal Philadelphia coins or worn Denver coins. So how do you tell the difference between an ordinary coin and one that could potentially be worth a fortune? First, you need to carefully examine the coin under magnification. Look closely at the area where the mint mark should be, just below the date. If there are signs of wear, smoothing, or damage, it is likely that the mint mark was worn off. That significantly reduces the value. Next, consider the condition of the coin. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin in mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear and retains its original luster, will always be worth more than one that has been heavily circulated. If a rare error coin is found in near-perfect condition, its value can skyrocket. Another factor is authentication. If you truly believe you have a rare 1970 D penny without a mint mark, the next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. These experts can determine whether your coin is a genuine error or simply a common piece. Without authentication, it is nearly impossible to convince serious buyers of its value. Now let's talk about the headline that grabs everyone's attention: the claim that the value starts from $1.2 million. While this figure is certainly eye-catching, it is important to approach it with a realistic perspective. Coins that reach such high values are usually one of a kind or part of an extremely limited group of verified errors. They also tend to be in exceptional condition and often come with documented history. Today's video is something truly exciting, something that could completely change the way you look at your pocket change. Imagine holding a simple 1 cent coin, something most people ignore, but in reality, it could be worth over $1,200 or even more depending on condition and rarity. Sounds unbelievable, right? But today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1987 Lincoln 1 cent coin with no mint mark Let's start with the basics. The 1987 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. These coins feature the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced in 1987, making them very common in everyday circulation. However, not all 1987 pennies are created equal. Here's where things get interesting. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck a huge number of pennies in 1987, traditionally used the letter P as its mint mark on many coins. However, for Lincoln cents during that time, the Philadelphia Mint did not include a visible mint mark. This means that a 1987 penny without a mint mark actually indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Now you might be thinking, if all Philadelphia coins lack a mint mark, why is this one special? That's a great question. The answer lies in rare varieties, minting errors, and condition. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out, and even among millions of 1987 pennies, a small number possess unique characteristics that make them highly valuable. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins in extremely high-grade condition. One of the most sought-after examples is a 1987 penny with a double die obverse. This means the design on the front of the coin appears slightly doubled, especially noticeable in the lettering and date. This error happens during the minting process and cannot be replicated later, making it highly desirable to collectors. Another rare type is the off-center strike. These coins were not properly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design missing or shifted. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value. But perhaps the most important factor that drives the value of a 1987 P no mint mark penny is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor condition to perfect mint state. A coin graded MS 65 or higher is considered to be in excellent condition, while MS 67 or above is extremely rare. That a pristine 1987 penny with no mint mark, showing no signs of wear, full original luster, and sharp details can fetch impressive prices in the collector's market. In some cases, these coins have sold for hundreds, and exceptional specimens combined with rare errors have reached values starting from around $1,200 or more. Now let's talk about how you can identify if your coin might be valuable. First, take a close look at the date. Make sure it clearly reads 1987. Next, check for the absence of a mint mark below the date. If there is no mint mark, you likely have a Philadelphia coin. After that, inspect the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters or numbers. Check if the coin appears misaligned or if part of the design is missing. These are indicators of mint errors that can significantly increase value. Also, pay attention to the coin's overall condition. Does it look shiny and new, or is it worn and scratched? Coins in better condition always command higher prices. It's also worth mentioning that many valuable coins are overlooked simply because people don't take the time to examine them. That penny sitting in your drawer or coin jar could potentially be worth far more than its face value. If you believe you have a rare 1987 penny, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading services evaluate the authenticity and condition of your coin and assign it a grade. This not only helps confirm its value, but also makes it more appealing to buyers. Now let's discuss why collectors are willing to pay such high prices for these coins. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's a passion driven by history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. Each coin tells a story, and rare coins represent moments in time that cannot be recreated. The 1987 penny may seem modern compared to older coins, but its hidden varieties and potential errors make it an exciting target for collectors. The idea that a common coin could hold extraordinary value adds an element of mystery and excitement. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising and talked about coins in modern numismatics, the 1993 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary penny you might find in your pocket. But what if I told you that this small copper coin could be worth up to $1.2 million? Yes, you heard that right. This is not just another coin story. This is a real possibility hiding in plain sight. And by the end of this video, you might be rushing to check your coin jar. Let's begin. The 1993 Lincoln cent, often called the Liberty 1 cent by collectors, was produced in massive numbers by the United States Mint. Millions of these coins were struck for everyday use, making them extremely common, or at least That's what most people believe. Typically, U.S. pennies carry a small mint mark below the date. Coins from Philadelphia often have no mint mark, while Denver coins show a D, and San Francisco coins display an S. So at first glance, a 1993 penny with no mint mark might not seem unusual at all. But here's where things get interesting. Among the millions of 1993 pennies, a few extremely rare error coins have surfaced, coins that are significantly different from the standard issue. These rare variations are what collectors are desperately searching for. One of the most valuable types is a high-grade 1993 penny with no mint mark that has been preserved in near-perfect condition. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS68 or above, are incredibly rare because most coins from circulation show wear, scratches, or damage. But condition alone is not the full story. Some experts believe that certain 1993 pennies without a mint mark may feature subtle minting anomalies, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet quality, making them extremely desirable. These tiny differences can transform a 1-cent coin into a life-changing discovery. Now let's talk about the value. While most 1993 pennies are worth just 1 cent, rare high-grade examples and error coins have been known to sell for hundreds, thousands, and in extraordinary cases, even approaching the $1 million mark. The figure of $1.2 million represents the upper extreme, a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. But why would someone pay that much for a penny? The answer lies in 3 key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity means how many of these coins actually exist. Even if millions were made, only a handful may survive in flawless condition or with rare errors. Condition refers to how well preserved the coin is. Coins that have never been circulated, with sharp details, original luster, and no visible marks, are graded at the top levels and are highly sought after. Demand comes from collectors around the world who are constantly competing to own the finest examples. When 2 serious collectors want the same rare coin, the price can skyrocket. Now imagine combining all 3: a 1993 no mint mark penny, preserved in perfect condition, possibly with a rare minting error, and verified by a professional grading service. That is the kind of coin that can command unbelievable prices. So how can you tell if you have one? Start by examining your coin carefully. Look at the date. It should read 1993. Then check just below the date. If there is no mint mark, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. Next, inspect the coin's surface. Look for any unusual features, doubling in the letters, misalignment, or anything that looks different from a normal penny. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Also pay close attention to the coin's condition. Does it look brand new, with a shiny surface and no scratches? Or does it show signs of wear? If your coin looks exceptional, the next step is crucial. Not clean the coin. Cleaning can actually reduce its value significantly. Instead, keep it safe and consider sending it to a professional grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations will evaluate the coin, assign it a grade, and authenticate its uniqueness. Once graded, your coin becomes much more valuable in the eyes of collectors. Now, let's be realistic for a moment. Not every 1993 penny without a mint mark is worth a fortune. In fact, most are still only worth 1 cent. The $1 million valuation applies only to extremely rare, high-grade, or error coins. But here's the exciting part. Rare coins are discovered every single year by ordinary people. Not experts, not dealers, just individuals like you checking their change. That means the possibility, however small, is real. And that's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. That you're not just collecting metal. You're searching for hidden history, for mistakes that slipped through the cracks, for treasures that have been overlooked for decades. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins among collectors and treasure hunters alike, the Liberty 1 cent 1994 P with no mint mark. This coin has sparked curiosity, excitement, and even disbelief because of its rumored market value starting from an incredible $1.2 million. At first glance, the 1994 Lincoln cent may look like just another ordinary penny. Millions of these coins were produced, and they still circulate today. But hidden among these common coins could be a rare and highly valuable error or variation that collectors are constantly searching for. The idea that a simple 1 cent coin could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house is what makes this story so exciting. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. These coins feature the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. In 1994, most pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and Denver Mint. Coins from Philadelphia typically do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a small D mark. So when we talk about a 1994 P coin with no mint mark, things get interesting. Normally, a Philadelphia coin without a mint mark is completely standard. However, what collectors are really searching for is a rare error or anomaly, something that makes a specific coin stand out from millions of others. This is where the mystery begins. Some collectors and coin enthusiasts claim that there are extremely rare 1994 pennies that appear to have unusual characteristics. These may include striking errors, anomalies, or other minting mistakes that make the coin unique. In rare cases, such errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin, especially if they are verified and graded by professional services. Now let's talk about the big claim, a value starting at $1.2 million. This figure has circulated widely online, catching the attention of both seasoned collectors and beginners. But it's important to understand that such high values are typically associated with extremely rare, one-of-a-kind coins, often with a combination of factors such as minting errors, historical significance, and pristine condition. For a 1994 penny to reach such a high value, it would likely need to have a major mint error, something like a double die, off-center strike, or even being struck on the wrong planchet. Additionally, the coin would need to be in near-perfect condition, often referred to as mint state, and certified by a professional grading company. Condition plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. A coin that has been in circulation, scratched, or worn down will be worth significantly less than one that has been carefully preserved. Collectors look for sharp details, original luster, and minimal imperfections. Another factor that can increase value is rarity. If only a handful of such error coins exist, collectors are willing to pay a premium to own one. The fewer the coins available, the higher the demand, and the higher the price can go. But here's where we need to be careful and realistic. While there are rare pennies that have sold for hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million, these are extremely rare cases. Most 1994 pennies, even in excellent condition, are worth only a few cents to a few dollars. The claim of a $1.2 million value should be approached with caution unless there is solid evidence, such as auction records or professional grading verification. That said, the excitement of possibly finding a valuable coin is what keeps collectors searching. Every coin you come across could potentially be something special, and that's what makes coin collecting such an addictive and rewarding hobby. So how can you check if you have a valuable 1994 penny? Start by examining the coin closely under good lighting. Look for any unusual features such as doubling in the letters or numbers, misalignment, or strange textures. Check the edges and surfaces carefully. Even small differences can be important. Next, consider using a magnifying glass or a coin microscope. This will help you see details that are not visible to the naked eye. Many valuable errors are very subtle and require careful inspection. If you believe you have something unique, the next step is to get it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. These experts can determine whether your coin is genuine, identify any errors, and assign it a grade based on its condition. Today's video, we are diving into one of the most talked about coins among collectors and beginners alike, the 1996 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary penny, something you might ignore in your pocket change. But what if I told you that this simple coin has sparked massive curiosity, bold claims, and even rumors of million-dollar value? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could completely change the way you look at every coin you own. Let's begin with the basics. The 1996 1-cent coin without a mint mark was produced in Philadelphia. In fact, billions of these coins were minted that year. The absence of a mint mark does not mean it is rare. It simply indicates that it came from the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place mint marks on pennies during that time. Because of this, the 1996 no mint mark penny is actually very common. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, used in everyday transactions, and are still found in large quantities today. In standard condition, these coins are usually worth just 1 cent. Even in slightly better condition, their value may only reach a few cents. But here is where things start to get interesting. While the majority of these coins are common, certain rare versions of the 1996 penny can be worth significantly more. The difference comes down to condition, rarity, and minting errors. Let's talk about condition first. Coin collectors use a grading system to determine how well a coin has been preserved. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1996 penny that looks brand new, with no scratches, no discoloration, and a bright red shine, can be considered uncirculated. These high-grade coins are extremely rare because most pennies were handled roughly after production. Finding one in near-perfect condition is very difficult. Some of the best preserved examples of the 1996 no mint mark penny have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, a top-quality specimen graded at a very high level has reached around $2,500 at auction. But now comes the part that creates the biggest buzz online. You may have seen videos or posts claiming that a 1996 penny with no mint mark is worth $1,200 million. That's $1.2 billion. This kind of claim spreads quickly on social media and attracts millions of views. However, it is very important to understand the reality behind such claims. There is no verified record of any 1996 penny selling for anything close to millions, let alone billions. Even the rarest known examples have sold for thousands, not millions. Why do people believe these stories? The answer lies in misunderstanding and exaggeration. Many people confuse rare error coins or extremely high-grade coins with ordinary ones. Others create sensational titles just to gain attention. But that doesn't mean valuable coins don't exist. Let's explore the real reasons why some 1996 pennies can be worth serious money. One of the biggest factors is minting errors. Error coins are created when something unusual happens during the minting process. These mistakes make the coin unique and desirable to collectors. For the 1996 penny, some of the most valuable errors include double die errors, where the design appears duplicated, and close AM varieties, where the spacing between letters is different than normal. These types of coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition. Another important factor is color. Collectors often classify pennies as red, red-brown, or brown. A bright red penny, which retains its original copper color, is much more valuable than a dark or worn coin. The closer the coin looks to its original state, the higher its value. Now imagine combining all these factors: a 1996 penny with no mint mark, in perfect condition, with a rare error and full red color. That's the kind of coin that collectors are willing to pay big money for. But again, these are extremely rare. Most coins you find in circulation will not meet these conditions. How can you tell if your coin is valuable? Start by examining it carefully. Look at the surface for any unusual marks or doubling. Check the lettering, especially the word America on the back. Notice the color. Is it bright red or dark brown? And most importantly, observe the overall condition. If your coin looks almost untouched, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. Professional grading services can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade, which helps determine its market value. Now let's talk about the current market value. In circulated condition, a 1996 no mint mark penny is typically worth 1 cent to a few cents. In uncirculated condition, it can range from a few dollars to over $100 depending on quality. And in rare, high-grade, or error cases, it can reach into the thousands. That is the realistic market. While the idea of a $1 million penny is exciting, the truth is more grounded. But here's something important to remember. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the thrill of finding something unique. Every coin tells a story. Today, we are diving into one of the most talked about modern coin mysteries that has collectors and enthusiasts buzzing with excitement across the United States and beyond. Imagine holding a simple 1-cent coin in your hand, something most people ignore, spend without thinking, or leave forgotten in a jar. Now imagine that same coin being worth over $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But today's story is exactly that. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent 2021D with no mint mark. A coin that has sparked curiosity, controversy, and massive interest in the coin collecting world. Let's start with the basics. In 2021, millions of 1-cent coins were produced by the United States Mint. Typically, these coins carry a mint mark that tells you where they were made. For example, A D indicates the Denver Mint, while coins without a mint mark are usually from the Philadelphia Mint. But here's where things get interesting. There have been reports and discussions among collectors about a rare variation, a 2021 penny that appears to have characteristics of the Denver Mint, but is missing its mint mark entirely. This unusual combination has led many to believe that a minting error or anomaly may have occurred. Now, mint errors are not new. In fact, some of the most valuable coins in history are the result of mistakes. Double strikes, off-center prints, missing elements. These errors make coins unique and highly desirable. But a 2021 Liberty 1 cent connected to the Denver Mint and missing its mint mark is extremely unusual, especially in modern coin production where quality control is highly advanced. What makes this coin so special? First, rarity. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. The fewer coins that exist with a specific feature or error, the higher the demand. If only a handful of these 2021 coins truly exist without a mint mark, their value could skyrocket. Second, condition. Collectors are always looking for coins in near-perfect condition. A coin that is uncirculated, with sharp details and no damage, can be worth significantly more than one that has been used in everyday transactions. Third, collector hype and demand. Sometimes, a coin becomes valuable not just because of its rarity, but because of the excitement surrounding it. When collectors start talking, sharing, and searching for a specific coin, demand increases, and so does the price. Now let's talk about the headline claim. Some sources and online discussions suggest that the value of this coin could start from $1.2 million. Yes, over $1 million for a single penny. But here's something very important you need to understand. Not every 2021 penny without a visible mint mark is worth this amount. In fact, most are completely normal coins from the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not use a mint mark for pennies. How can you tell if you might have something rare? Here are a few key things to check. First, examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look closely at the area where the mint mark should appear. If it looks like it was never stamped or appears unusually smooth, that could be a sign of a mint error. Second, check for other unusual features. Is the design slightly off? Are there inconsistencies in the lettering or image? Any irregularity could add to the coin's uniqueness. Third, use a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Many important details are not visible to the naked eye. Fourth, compare your coin with verified examples online or in coin catalogs. This can help you identify whether your coin is truly different or just a standard issue. And most importantly, if you believe you have a rare coin, get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Experts can confirm whether your coin is genuine and assign it a grade that determines its value. Now let's address the big question. Is the $1.2 million value real? The truth is, coin values can vary widely depending on confirmed rarity, condition, and verified sales. While there may be claims and speculation about extremely high values, actual market prices are determined by auctions and buyer interest. Some rare coins have sold for millions, but those are usually well-documented and historically significant pieces. For this particular 2021 coin, the million-dollar figure represents potential value under very specific conditions, such as extreme rarity, perfect condition, and strong collector demand. Think of it this way: it's not just about having the coin. It's about having the right coin, in the right condition, with verified authenticity, at the right time in the market.